I want to talk to you today about what I think is the coolest use case for Bitcoin that no other hard asset can replicate. So imagine that you are either retired or you're some digital nomad type person and you travel the world, okay? You travel from country to country, you carry all your belongings with you, um, or even imagine that I want to talk to you about what I think is the coolest use case for owning Bitcoin. So, I want to talk to you about what I think is the coolest use case for owning Bitcoin. So, imagine that you are either retired or some digital nomad, and you travel the world. You travel to lots of different countries. You bring all of your belongings with you. You're a digital nomad, and with you, you have some hard assets. You have gold, you have cash, jewelry, and let's say you travel. You're going to SFO airport. You arrive at the airport. You go through arrivals, and you remember that you have all of your money in your bag. Okay, so now you can either you have all of your money in your bag and you have all of your jewelry, you have all of your gold, your silver, and it's worth maybe 100,000 million dollars worth of stuff, okay? Some expensive diamonds. And so now as you're going through the airport, you realize that you can either not declare it and risk getting caught, which could incur a fine, or you can declare it and risk having something confiscated or who knows what. Either way, it's not good. You're in that situation. You are at the mercy of the airport, the law, TSA, whoever. So you try to take a risk and you try and say, okay, I'm not going to declare it. This is my stuff. I don't need to tell anybody, even though it's the law and they play that warning message before you arrive in a new country saying you need to declare if you have over a certain amount. You say, screw it, I'm going to try and not declare it. And you get caught, you get busted somehow. TSA randomly walks up to you, says, excuse me, sir, can you please open your bag? You open your bag, see tons of cash, see these watches, gold, jewelry, and then it's game over. You pay a huge fee. Some of it's even confiscated. They detain you. They maybe question you. And maybe you don't see any of that back, or you do, but it's not for a long time after that. So how does this relate to Bitcoin? Well, with Bitcoin, there's a concept called seed phrase. So a seed phrase is a list of 12 or 24 words, and they're short words from the English dictionary, like edge or horn or trash or tree. And it's an ordered list of 12 or 24 words. And those words, that's all you need in order to authorize yourself to spend your Bitcoin. So if I have 100 Bitcoin and I want to send it to my friend Bob, the only way that I can send it or anybody in the world could send my 100 Bitcoin is if they know my seed phrase. And if I'm smart and if I follow basic principles, then I'm the only one who knows my seed phrase, which means that I'm the only one who could spend my Bitcoin. The seed phrase, they are the keys to your castle. If anybody ever learns what your seed phrase is, they can spend all of your Bitcoin. So here's an image of, it's not a real seed phrase, but let's just say this is one. And you can see that it's stamped into some metal device. And what is that? Why are we looking at this? So this is a physical backup of the seed phrase. You want to have multiple physical backups. You don't want to back it up online. Someone's going to steal it. So you need to make a physical backup. You don't want to rely on just your memory, even though you can in some cases, or you can supplement your physical backups with memorizing it. And memorizing 12 words is very easy. It's not hard. Just mentally recite it to yourself every day. Takes 5-10 seconds. But that being said, you can still have an accident, slip into a coma, knock on wood. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you or me. But either way, you make a physical backup. And so back to our example, let's say, back to our example. So let's say you're traveling the world, right? But now all of your hard assets are in Bitcoin. You sold all of your gold, you sold all of your jewelry, all of your cash, you swapped for Bitcoin, and then you sent it to cold storage. You're not holding Bitcoin on an exchange like Coinbase or whatever. You have it in a hardware wallet. And now you're traveling the world. You arrive at SFO airport. You go to arrivals and you go through without declaring anything because you just have your clothes, toothbrush, and all you have is your seed phrase in your head, okay? And this scenario doesn't happen. Let's back up. You go through arrivals, you have your seed phrase in your head. TSA walks up to you, says, "Excuse me, sir, open your bag, please." You open your bag, and all he sees is your dirty underwear, your toothbrush together, a couple of shirts. And you say, "Yes, sir, is there something wrong?" And then that guy takes a walk. And little does he know that you're carrying around $1 million, $2 million, $10 million worth of Bitcoin in your head without even declaring it. And how are you doing that? Just by memorizing the seed phrase. You don't even need to bring a hardware wallet with you, even though it's a good idea to have one. You don't need to bring one with you, and I've never had issues traveling with my hardware wallets. So this situation here is just imaginary. It never happens. And so the point that I'm trying to highlight is you could be a billionaire, have all of your wealth in Bitcoin on a hardware wallet, and you could travel internationally and you never have to declare a single thing. And nobody can ever make you surrender your Bitcoin unless under, duress or something. But nobody can force you to send or spend your Bitcoin. The only way to do that is by knowing the 12 or 24 word seed phrase. So that's the point I'm trying to highlight, is that it's permissionless. Bitcoin is permissionless. It's borderless. Borderless because I can go anywhere in the world as long as I memorize my 12 words. I can bring all of my money with me, and I can reconstruct my wallet on a new hardware wallet anytime I want. And then I can use that hardware wallet to sign a transaction, send a little bit of Bitcoin back to my exchange, sell it, and spend money and transfer that to USD or whatever your currency is. So to me, I think that's the most absolutely fascinating use case of Bitcoin, is being able to hold, any amount of money just by knowing 12 words, just by memorizing 12 words. And I'm not suggesting you only memorize your seed phrase, but you should memorize it in addition to having physical backups. So that is the deal on that. So let me know if you think that's cool, or let me know if you think it's not cool.